everyone. So it's time, and I think we can start. If any of our colleagues, friends are about to join, you can ask them to join. You can just ping them and ask them to join as soon as possible. So, hi everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, or good noon according to your time zones, wherever you are from. And my name is Varun Koladia. I lead marketing at Saaragh and Navan.ai. I'll just give a brief introduction about who we are, what Saaragh does, who we are, and what Navan.ai is, and then we'll continue on to the main topic. So that will be led by. Um, is my screen visible to everyone? I should confirm.
Yeah, it is visible.
Um, are you able to see the second screen? I don't. It's more. Wait, I'll share. I think.
Are you sharing?
Yes, I'm just sharing again. It wasn't moving
Okay.
second on. Okay. Yeah. So, brief introduction about Saaragh and Navan.ai. So, Saaragh is an artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science solutions organization. We are headquartered in Singapore, and we have branches and development centers in India. And recently, we got registered in the UK as well. So, we have another office in London now. So, that's a brief about Saaragh. We started in 2014. Back then, we were an IT services company, and in 2019, we moved on to AI as the domain. We started off, so within AI itself, we started off as a training organization. Um, Ayush, am I audible? Ravi is saying he's not able to hear me.
Yeah, your voice is breaking. Is it?
Okay. Is it better?
Can you speak again?
Is this better?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay. So yeah, sorry about that. We are a Singapore-based company headquartered in Singapore, and we have development centers and branches in India and the UK. And we started off as an IT services company back in 2014, and recently in 2019 we moved into AI, ML, and data science. So even when we ventured into AI, we started off as a training organization, and then we started building our own AI models. So right now we have a lot of AI models, and we focus mainly on computer vision and NLP solutions. So we have AI models for people counting, detection, event detection, a lot of different things. So I can share the link with you later on. For that, I don't want to invest time into that right now. Let's get to the main crux of it. And before we get there, I wanted to take a minute to talk about Navan.ai. Navan.ai is a video analytics platform that we are creating. It's almost ready for giving it to people who want to test it out. So it's a video analytics platform. Basically, you can connect your uh, video input. Could be CCTV cameras, or could be recorded videos, could be your smartphone camera, and so you can connect that, or it could be a drone camera as well. So you can connect that and then get data about what's happening in the video. And again, that's based on different models. The platform is going to be open, so you can have your own AI models as well to add to the platform and use it. You can even download AI models that are available and integrate with your softwares. So that's going to be it's basically the idea is to democratize video analytics. So that's about Navan.ai. And quickly about Ayush, who's going to share knowledge with us today. So Ayush is leading the AI team at Saaragh, and he has over 5 years of experience working in the automation industry, working on AI and multiple different domains rather and industries. So he has vast, vast knowledge, and he He has already also been associated with Saaragh as a trainer before. Now he's leading, but earlier he was also associated with us as a trainer, and he was imparting trainings on AI and data science. So that's a brief introduction about Ayush. Next slide on, I think Ayush can share his presentation, and over to you, Ayush.
Thank you very much, Varun. Okay, so I'll share my screen. Uh, Thanks, Varun. Uh, Hello, greetings to all. Just one small confirmation from all of you that are you guys able to hear me? Am I audible? If anyone having issue, just ping in the chat. Okay.
I think Ravi was mentioning. Ravi, are you able to hear us now?
Uh, if everyone is okay with this, then I'll proceed further.
Yeah, yes, sorry. So I'm able to hear you properly.
Okay, okay, thanks all. Okay. So yes, as Varun gave introduction about me and about Saaragh, I'm very pleased to join here and conduct this session. Yeah, I'll start. I'm Ayush, as Varun said. So today what we are going to see is a basic introduction about ML, because among you there must be some developers. There are people who are non-developers. There are some from different domains. So today we'll have this session, which will be very basic. It will start from very basic. Although it is basic, it will give you some output so that you can understand ML. If you are already understanding ML, it will freshen up your basics about ML. So let's start without wasting some time. So yeah, this is a small tour to ML world. Okay. So what we are going to talk about is we are going to understand ML, and we will also understand how ML is empowering many industries in today's world. So to go further, let's start with very basic. A very basic question is what is ML? I'm talking about ML. ML. What is ML? So ML is machine learning. Very simple. Okay. Yeah, we are recording, Mohammed. We are recording this session. And Varun, will they get any recorded session access?
Yeah, we'll upload recording on YouTube and we'll share the link with you.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we are recording. Thanks for asking this. This is a good question. Also, I want you guys to remind that any question, any doubt you get in between, you can raise the hand. Also, you can put it into chat box so that I can understand your query and I can answer for the same. So yeah, we will start with very basic question that what is ML? And to make you understand these concepts, I have used some basic images which will be interesting, I guess, because the plain chat and plain talk will not help much. So this image, everyone can see this image, right? Just a small confirmation from you guys. Thanks for the confirm. Okay, so this is what is machine learning image. Okay, what it shows. So as you remember that from your childhood, you have seen many new things. Like I'll give a quick example. When you were a kid and you were seeing some fire, if some fire is there, you would have been very into about what is that orange or yellow color, which is seems interesting, and you might have touched that. And once you touch it, what was your first expression? What was your first realization? Can anyone say? Okay, you can use your mics. That's okay. Let's keep it uh, in a talking way, in a chatting way. Anyone? Guys, I want you to speak. That will be better. Yeah, the question was, when first time you have seen fire and you have touched the fire, what was your first experience? Something very hot. You are touching that when you were a kid. What was your experience? What was your uh, immediate reaction on that?
Hi, Sakti here.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are.
Yeah, yes. So yeah, when we first touch it, we feel that yeah, it's very hot, and like the one thing which we realize is next time if we touch, we'll
Mhm.
again feel the same. So that in the future we will be careful before we touch it again.
That's great. That's very correct answer. But then, how many times you touch it? Like how many times you tried or took the same experience? Is it one time or two times or same mistake you did three times? Any, if you remember, at least
Once,
once.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you my example that I have tried it three, four times because I was very
Okay.
slow to slow in learning, I guess. Okay. So experience is this that you get some, you do something. Before doing that, you may not be knowing about what is the result of it. You do it, you try it, you get an experience, and you learn from it. That's what a normal human being we do. All of us, not only humans, rather animals, everyone does the same thing. This is how we learn. The same way we can make machine also learn. But what we will tell machine, how will tell machine the experience, how we'll teach them from experience. So here, if you see, the experience is very resembling to the data. So you give the data, our experience is nothing but a data that we remember something that okay, I touched the fire and it was very hot and it harmed me and I should not do it again. The same way, data teaches a machine, and the data which teaches machine, the overall learning process is called machine learning. And after teaching the machine also understand what to do or how to react. That is how following instructions. This is how machine learning works. I hope it is giving you a basic idea about machine learning. So it is not something very different. It's actually our day-to-day reality. Next, let's see how machine learning works. So obviously it will be having some steps. So let's go through the steps. Okay, so don't get overwhelmed by looking at this complex image. I'll go step by step. So as I said, that experience are needed, or let's say data is needed to learn. Then the very first step is a getting data. Getting data is first, or rather, I can say zero step is learn or understanding what is the problem. So everywhere in today's day-to-day life, what we are doing is that we are having some problem and we are trying to get a solution. So whatever the problem is, by analyzing the problem, we understand what kind of learning we need. For example, you take admission to the some mathematics institute, and then you know that you are going to learn maths. And then what kind of books you will buy? It will be related to maths, right? Or it won't be related something like Italian cuisine or a cooking related. It will be always related mathematics because you are going to learn mathematics. The same way, you need to collect a data which is resembling or which is regarding with your problem. So you collect the data. Now, when you're collecting the data can be anything. A data I can collect from the data collection systems, or I can collect data from some already available data online or prior data. The data can be very messy. It won't be the way which you need to do the machine learning. So for that, what you will do, the second process is you prepare the data, you clean the data, or let's say you manipulate it so that you can use it for your purpose. So you make the manipulation in the data. Now the third thing is something called train model. Now someone is saying train, test, these are kind of words you have heard or you may not have heard about this, but I will explain this. So just wait for some time. So when we say train, What is the meaning of train? Train is you train a kid, you train a trainer trains a training. The same way, you are going to teach a machine through the algorithm. What is algorithm? Algorithm is you are going to tell your machine that this is a pattern. Algorithms, another word is nothing but a pattern. You teach a pattern how to read this data and how to learn the data. That process is called training. You train a model, and model is nothing but the I can say equation. Let's take a very simple example. X plus y is equal to something. Let's say x plus y is equal to z. And this is a mathematical expression. Now, whatever values you put inside that, you know that this plus sign will always do addition. The same way, every mathematical problem has expression, or let's say some formula. That formula training is nothing but, or the formula designing is nothing but a training a model. Now that part is done. Now you know the formula, you have the data from the, I'll put the data into the formula, I'll get the answer, and that's how machine learns. Now the fourth part is whatever you have designed in the model, or whatever you have designed the model, and whatever data you have used, somehow you need to test it whether the problem I got and the solution I have created is working or not. So for that, we need to test the data. We have some data. Maybe this can be a new data, or this can be part of the data which we have collected during the training. We test the model, we test the data, and then we find out some result. Now those results can be good or can be not up to the mark. Then you can improve it by doing the whole process again. So this is the process we follow in general machine learning problems and solutions. So I hope all are getting this process. If anyone is having some issue, just let me know. I'll go to the chat. Okay, there is no question over here. If anyone has question, please raise the hand, or you can directly ask. We are good? Okay, I'm
Yes.
waiting for reply. Okay, thanks. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so let's go back to our presentation. So we understood what is ML, we understood how ML works. Now the next thing is why and where it is needed. Okay, I'm talking about ML, but you should know why and where you can use this. So let's go to the another image, and is it visible? Yeah. So we have three very basic applications of ML. Generally, these three types of ML applications we have seen. Some or the other way we have seen. We all use Google, we all use Facebook, we all use Amazon. These are we all Netflix. How can I forget that? Netflix. So we all know these small applications, but the only thing is we may not know that this is coming, or this is a kid of ML, or this is a child of ML. So I'll make you understand this. We have three different types. One is the detection. Second one is the prediction, and third one is the generation. Now, what is detection? Detection can be your Alexa, the one speech recognition, speech detection. That is what Alexa is doing. Image interpretation. You have Google Lens. You detect some image, and you ask Google, okay, I have seen this flower somewhere, but I don't remember its name. You just take out your phone, you open the Google Lens, you take the photo, you scan it, and Google tells you what kind of image it is, what kind of a flower it is, and where you get it. Same thing we do for the prediction. Some of you have been used some applications like you would have seen in the stock market. You would have seen some forex. So these kind of applications nowadays we use Grow or Zerodha. Those applications tell us that which kind of a market is going, or which kind of a stock market is going up, which kind of a companies are going down. All this prediction is happening with the help of machine learning algorithms. Generation. Some of new kind of applications can generate a music just to add 4-5 different songs. You give machine learning a simple data of some very popular song, and machine learning will act on it and will give you a very new song which will be having some part taken from the old or very popular song. This kind of applications are available. We do visual art, we do some designing, design generation. So these all kind of very interesting applications can be done only and only because of the machine learning. So so this is how it is available, and it is these are the applications, these are the needs. Now the question is, who can use it? Only Netflix or only big companies can use it? The answer is no. You can also use it. Let's say if I let's take my example. I'm very interested in biology, species detection. So let's say I'm interested in some plants, and there are n number of different flowers, or n number of different kind of varieties of flowers. The same species can have a different kind of a type. So if I want to remember this all, it's going to be very difficult. So what I can do, I can make a machine learning model which will memorize, or let's say which will detect for me a flower, which will detect a flower for me. I can very easily make it, and I can use it for our daily purpose. So anyone can use it. It's not only that big companies can use. And okay, I can use it, but can I build it? Or who can build it? Will it be built it by some other big companies like Saaragh? The answer is again no. Anyone can build it, and that is going to be a product out of this session today. That, as I say, anyone can build it. So I'm going to prove it. Give me some time. I'll finish up this, and at the end, you will understand that anyone can build it. Okay. After that, I have heard many popular questions or many repeated questions from many students, or let's say industries. So I have listed few of them, and I think these questions maybe you would also have. So very basic question. Everyone asks me that today's world we say AI, we say ML. Is it same? I hope most of you are having this question. What is AI? Because we have heard artificial intelligence. AI is artificial intelligence. Now we are talking about ML. Is it same? It looks same. Yeah, it will be little similar, but it is not exactly one and the same. How? I'll tell you. So I'll add little more confusion in you. There is one another subset of it is deep learning. So we are going to first see what is artificial intelligence. We'll see what is machine learning, and we'll also see what is a deep learning. What is artificial intelligence first? So artificial intelligence is, it says, ability of machine to imitate human intelligence. So we have some intelligence. It can be by birth, or we have achieved. So this acquired intelligence or by birth intelligence, some intelligence every human or every animal has. And we take decisions on top of that intelligence. So artificial intelligence is nothing but whatever intelligence machine gets, or we induce in machine, on top of that, machine will take a decision rather than we giving them instruction. That is what artificial intelligence. So you see robo, you see Sophia. She gives answer, but she gives the answer with the induced intelligence, and not, it is not the answers given by, or programmed answers given by a developer. It is answers given on top of our induced intelligence. Now we have this intelligence. Where the intelligence come from? Anyone can tell me where this intelligence come from? You go to school, you go to colleges, you go to high schools, you learn something, and how you learn? The very first example we took, we learn from experience. Whether you go to school, whether you get a degree, whether you go to offices, whether you go to big industries, you learn many things from the experiences. And this intelligence, or rather this experience, will give that intelligence. So who gives the intelligence? It's a learning. The process which you do from the childhood, and rather till the last breath, we keep on learning. That gives us intelligence. And that's why machine learning is nothing but the heart, or rather I can say brain. It's actually a brain. which will give you the power to take a decision, which will give you the power of intelligence. And that is what machine learning. So machine learning is nothing but the algorithm to incorporate intelligence into machine by automatically learning from data. In the machine case, it is always a data. In human case, it will be experiences. Now then, that is fine. Intelligence is done, learning is done. What is a deep learning? Okay, some in your life also you have some problems which you may not take a quick decision or which you may not understand quickly. That needs some extra hard work. Like for example, maths. Every one of us have seen this. That in our life we have tried maths a lot. We have practiced it a lot. Same equation I have solved 25 times. Then also 26 times I'm doing it wrong. So what it needs some extra hard work. Same thing happens with machines also. Some things machine need to learn deeply, and that's why the name is deep learning. So deep learning is nothing but the algorithm that mimics human brain to incorporate intelligence into machine. So this area is little bit harder learning for the machine and also for the people. So this is how all are interconnected, because you can see this deep learning is a subset, is a last level subset machine learning, and machine learning and deep learning both are subset of artificial intelligence. So hereafter, if you get this kind of a question in your mind, I hope this explanation will make you understand that this is how these things are different. Yet they are different, they are always connected. Okay, so we'll go to the next point. What is prerequisite for ML? What should I have to learn ML or to make ML model? Okay, so these are the three things which you might feel, okay, this is something very complex, but it is not that complex. Trust me. Three things is, one is computing power. Another thing is data. The data I have put it in the middle. Data is, I can say, is a very basic thing to start with machine learning. And the third is algorithm. Now, data, obviously we need data. Without data, machine learning is impossible. Second thing is we need algorithm power. I mean, algorithm power in the sense we should have some kind of algorithm, because machine can understand only maths. Machine cannot understand the word, or the way we look to the world. Machine will not look in the same way. It will look into the mathematical expression. So we need some mathematical expression, and maths has a very great power to convert everything into numbers. So you convert everything into number, you give them algorithm, you give them a proper formula, and with that formula or with that input, you can do the computing. So that obviously when there is a computation, that it needs a computing power. And these three things together will give you a good machine learning application. So everything is there in the system. If you see any system, if you see your laptop, it has computing power. You need to create an algorithm. You need to have data. That's all. Third thing, again, some similar question or similar kind of confusion people has is automation and machine learning same. So I would like to ask our audience that how many of you think that automation and ML is the same, or anyone can talk on this?
No, they both are different.
Okay, and why you think so?
Because ML is towards more onto prediction, classification, and forecasting thing, whereas automation is doing the repetitive tasks.
That's great. That's great. It's exactly what I'm going to say with this help of this image. So we have different kind of automation. We have something called robotic process automation. Nowadays in industry, this is a recurringly used term, robotic RPA, robotic process automation. and it is in a boom. So it's many people are using this and machine learning. So many get confused that what is automation and what is machine learning, how it is different. So as sorry, I didn't check your name. Can you tell me who gave that answer?
I think it was Hari.
Sorry,
My name is Hari. Yes.
Hari. Okay, thanks, Hari. So Hari
Yes.
said this correctly. Automation is something that we give certain rules to the machine. It's a same. It's a machine. It's a robot. We give certain rules and we tell them how to react on that. They don't know. They don't have that intelligence. We are just giving certain rules that okay, to AC we are telling that once it goes beyond 25 degrees, immediately start the AC or immediately start the air cooler. Or let's say if the temperature, room temperature is going to be stable at 22 degrees Celsius, then let's turn on or turn off the AC, turn off the air cooler. This is what this doesn't need any kind of intelligence for the machine. It just needs an process to follow, or let's say a static program which will follow just a if else condition. But sorry, but machine learning doesn't work like this. Machine learning works on its own understanding, where robotic process automation or any kind of automation will not be having any kind of understanding. There will be a certain rules. This is how a simple difference between automation and ML. So I hope till now there is no question, but if anyone has some doubt, please let me know. And don't think should I ask this doubt or not, because the more you ask doubt, more concept will be clear. Anyone from audience has any doubt?
Yeah, this is Ravi from the side.
Yeah,
Yeah, I need some clarification on that automation and ML, which is where in the ML, as a developer, we do some coding stuff or work based on the data and we'll train that machine. Okay. Is that automation works based on the ML programming way, or it having some other kind of development work to do automation?
Yeah, sure. So your question is, yeah, it's actually a nice question. One thing is, I'll tell what is automation. So automation is that I give an example like AC. So AC has this example that many people generally when I went and buy AC, the person in front of me actually started telling me that, sir, you buy this AC and this AC has a, AI intelligence in this. So I asked him, what is the AI intelligence in this? So he was telling me when the temperature is going beyond or less than room temperature, let's say up to certain temperature, let's say 24. If I set it 24, and if it is going 22nd or 23, then the machine or AC will try to keep it at 24. It will try to increase the temperature in my room. But in the same way, if it is going 26, 27, then the air cooler starts and it will take the temperature back to the 24. Now this is something called a normal rule-based programming. So we have this rule that every time, no matter what, my temperature, my room temperature should be at 24. So this is a rule-based or process-based. Okay, you can see process-driven. It says a process-driven or rule-based or process-based. So this rule will never change because I set it. I priorly I set this rule, and accordingly my machine is going to react on that. But in machine learning, we don't need to give any kind of these rules. We just need to tell them this is data, this is experience. Machine will learn it and will take a decision based on that. Okay. So let's say I'll give another example. I tell my machine that these are the cat images, 100 cat images, and I'll tell my machine that these are the 100 dogs images. Now I'll ask my machine to memorize it. My machine has 200 images, 100 images are cat, 100 images are dog. And from the same images, if I ask machine that image number 005, what is it? It will tell it is dog. Because I told machine that it is dog. And machine just memorized it. Okay, very simple, a rule-based programming. But when it goes to the machine learning, I will tell 100 images of dog, I will tell 100 images and cat to machine. But next time when I ask, I will give a very different image which is not there in the machine memory, and I'll ask whether it's a dog or cat. Okay, so then machine has no, machine have not seen that image priorly. This is completely new. But machine, if machine learning has done, then machine will understand the pattern on that image and will identify whether the ears are standing or it's a downward, whether the nose are black or not. If it is black, then it can be dog, and it will tell it is the dog.
Okay. It will uh, 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 forecast that based on the previous knowledge that it has, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So when you say word knowledge, that knowledge, experience, learning is only happen when you give a proper amount of data to the
Data.
machine and you give the algorithm. But in this case, you don't need a data. You don't need a big data. Don't need to give a big algorithms or complex algorithm or computation. Nothing. You just give process. This is the process. This is how you need to do.
Yeah.
And that you can do with the normal programming. You write a simple program in any language and the process will start. So RPA, basically, if you want to know about RPA, then RPA has a different kind of a programming language like robot. Robot framework is very popular in RPA. So you can search something called robot framework. Nowadays, people use that. I hope this is explaining you.
Yeah. Thanks, Ayush. I got
Thanks.
clear.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now we'll go to the misconceptions. Now, some misconceptions are there about machine learning. Let's see what are those. Very big misconception which I have heard regularly, that is ML requires big setup, because all big companies are using, Amazon is using, Netflix are using. These are very big companies. How can I set up? Even if I develop a ML model, how will I set up? This is a big misconception. ML doesn't require a big setup. It requires your normal. You are joining this meet with your normal laptop. That is enough to start with the ML journey. Now, what is there? We have just four things. Now, by looking at those four steps, you can understand how simple it is. Although it has some sub processes, but to start with a very basic ML model, you just need to know these four things. One is project setup. Any project you start with, any development project, you have been developing softwares, same thing we have in the machine learning. So we set up a project. So for project setup, what do you need? A very basic thing is you need a problem. You need to know what is the problem, what solution you are going to give, for what problem. That problem, you set up some project, you understand data, what kind of a data I need. So you get the data, you clean the data, you pre-process the data, you find the model, you train it, and you start serving it. Now, serving the model is, again, you know that there are different services. You can use API services. You create a model. You ask your model a question. Model will give you answer, and you can ask this answer and getting a question. All these terms you can do through the API. So it is very similar to the normal software cycle. Normal software life cycle. So it is not very big. You can start with a normal PC which you are having. So this is a misconception that it requires a big setup. Second thing, I need to be maths genius to build ML model. That is, every student has this kind of a question on very first class. That, sir, I'm not a maths genius, so I used to get fail in maths. How can I come up with ML? So that is not true. You don't have to be maths genius for this. But yeah, there is a small but. Every one of us understand algorithms. Now, algorithms doesn't mean always a big example, like big questions like how we are doing in the integration or derivatives in maths. Not always that. Algorithm is something understanding, or let's say analytical thinking. We all have that. We all have some life issues. We solve it. We have that approach in us. Is the only thing is we need to think towards a problem in a solution perspective. So if you are very good getting a solution, if you are a very good friend of in your let's say group, that you are the person who always gives the solution, then you can learn it. Is that only you need a optimistic personality, or let's say a solution um, 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 getting person? Then you have that analytical thinking. And if you have analytical thinking, then it is enough to understand how ML works. And simultaneously, you can build a good model which will solve many issues, many day-to-day life issues, which can be solved with the data, with enough amount of data or with the proper data. So don't think that you need to be math genius for all this process. The same way, I'll also add one more problem. Many people says that I'm not a very good coder, because coding and very similar to maths. Then you may think that, okay, I'm not good at coding, then how can I become ML scientist, or let's say data scientist? So to make a model, it's not always that you need to learn coding. Having coding language will always add a good advantage, but that doesn't mean that you have to code every model from the beginning, because nowadays we are in such a world that we have a lot of community support. We have a community driven models or community built models. Those models or modules you can use to integrate in your problem to get a solution. Maybe a similar problem some coders has been already faced and they have made some model. You can get the same model. You can get your own data. You retrain it and you start using it for your customized model. So that is also possible. So both this misconception, being a math genius or being a coding, is actually not needed. The third thing is ML is useful only in big problems. Again, the same misconception, like a big setup, a big problem. It's not needed. As I gave any simple model you can start with, you can try, and you will get interest. So everything will be interesting. Every problem you will start thinking in an ML perspective. So it can solve very small problems also. We'll see those most of the problems in application. So let's move towards applications of ML. So we have different kind of applications. There are many industries nowadays taking help of ML to solve their small as well as big moderate issues. We have medical science, we have stock market trading, we have online fraud detection, we have personal assistant, your Alexa, Siri, email spam detection, self-driving cars, very hot topic in today's world. Product recommendation, you buy something on Amazon and Amazon will tell, okay, you're buying phone, why don't you buy phone case with it? Why don't you buy earphones with it? Or you buy a nice looking shirt, and Amazon will tell, why don't you buy this watch? It will go very good with this kind of shirt. This what is that? A product recommendation. Amazon wants to recommend you something. Traffic prediction, speech recognition, image recognition, automatic language translation. Nowadays there are n number of languages in world. I travel to Spain. I don't know Spanish, so I can use any kind of application which are available on Google. I use that. I talk, and that app converts that into Spanish, and Spanish person can easily understand and reply me in English. It's a very nice and useful application for our day-to-day world. Now let's focus on one small topic, not small actually, it's very big, but let's focus on this topic, that is image classification. So what is image classification? Any idea?
To identify the images that was given to the program.
Good. Yes. So very nice. Let's start with what is image classification. As audience is explaining this, we have two images. One is cat, one is dog. We are telling, we are giving this cat image. Okay, what is this? What is this kind of thing? So this is nothing but the computation. Computation is happening. Some model, some algorithm, some computation, and we are getting output. So from two images, it is able to classify that it is a cat. If I give this image, it will be able to classify this is a dog. This is the image classification. Now, what is image classification and detection? Any idea? What is the difference between classification and detection?
And detection is like detecting things in a image, like face recognition or gesture recognition. Those sort of things are like detection. Whereas classification is like whether saying it's a dog or cat, it's a bicycle or tricycle, that sort of thing.
Okay. Today we have a very good audience. Yes, that's a very good example you said. That classification will always tell you that what image it is. It is about a whole image, a single object. It is going to say this is cat. But classification will not tell exactly where the cat is. I mean, in this image, if you ask me, what all things are there? A cat is there. I guess this is a stone or this is a land. These are grass. There are some bush over here. But it is telling me it's cat. Because it is only able to identify or classify one object, that is cat. In detection, what is happening? That there are multiple objects. It is telling the cat is available, but the cat is available in this box, or let's say it's this box. So it is also telling me where it is in the picture, because in this picture there are many things. So it is also detecting dog, it is also detecting duck. It is telling me where it is. And segmentation, one step ahead of detection. Segmentation will tell which part is a cat, which part is dog, and which part is duck. So it is telling me exact boundary. If you see here, there's just a bounding boxes, but here there's exact segment. So when it goes to the multiple object and when you need to detect which and where, then detection and segmentation work. But if you don't need that, you just want to know, classify, that's all. Then you need to go with the classification. So there's a small difference between classification and detection. Now let's understand in the machine perspective that how machine learns from the image. Okay, so here it is. Yeah. So as I said that we'll always connect learning from human learning to machine learning. That will be the easiest way to understand machine learning, because we understand how we learn. So how we learn? We see this image of a dog and we take small parts from the dog image. So we see the long ears. Okay, long ears are there. We have this black nose. We have these eyes. The eyes are different. It's not like cat eye. Cat eye is like this cat's eye. Dog eyes are different. I can see nose is also white, pinkish. Uh, this nose is black and big in the size. Ears are always like standing. These are the long ears and downwards. So that is giving me understanding. Okay, dog looks like this and cat looks like this. Horse is also having some different kind of features. So we understand these features. We take in consideration those small features, and then we can compare those features, and then we can say, okay, this is cat, this is dog, this is also dog, this is also dog, which is having the standing ears, but little bit different. So now I can say that nose is giving that feature, which is telling me, no, this is not cat, this is dog. The same way, machine learning also learns from the image. So as I said that we are extracting, we are taking small features in the consideration. Machine also extracts features from image. So as is, someone said just now that facial recognition. So my face is having some different features, but Varun's face having different features. His hairstyle is different, my hairstyle is different, my lip structures are different, my nose structure is different. And then someone can identify, who knows Varun and who knows Ayush can identify with this is Ayush and this is Varun. So the same way, machine also takes features, extract features, understand the patterns, and then keep it in the learning that okay, this is dog, this is cat, and this is horse. It's the same way. But when it is learning, we need to tell them a level. I mean, we need to tell machine that this is a dog, this is a cat, and this is horse. In the same way, like our mother or teacher would have taught us in our childhood, like how we are teaching our kids, like this is dog. We need to tell our kid that this is dog, this is cat. Okay, if you try teaching it in a different way, this is cat and this is dog, a kid will also get confused the same way machine gets confused. So this is the same way of learning, whether it's human or machine. There's no difference. So okay. So this is we'll also see some applications of image classification. Um, so we have image classification manufacturing unit. How we have, let's say there are different kinds of bottles, and I want to identify bottle in a correct shape. Sometimes bottles will not be in a correct shape or size. Then as a handling manufacturing unit, I need to reject those bottles which are not in a correct shape or correct size. Then I can use my image classification and I can identify, okay, this is not a correct size. Then I can reject those. Same way in medical science, we have such kind of example. So to identify which, this is a chest X-ray, 3R chest X-ray, and we have this normal, we are identifying classifying this is a normal X-ray. This is a condition of bacterial pneumonia, and this is a viral pneumonia condition. Everywhere there are some or the other different features which machine is understanding and able to predict what case it is or which scenario it is. So in machine, I mean in medical industry nowadays, machine learning is doing very good to help doctors or to help medical uh, practitioners to understand or to help, I mean to detect the disease or detect the condition in a faster way, much faster way. In a biology sector, in the same way, as I said, we can detect different kind of species. It's a butterfly, flowers, fruits, different plants. This is how biology experts are using ML to identify species. In agriculture, they are using it for detecting disease. Let's say some plants or some leaves, understanding the case, what kind of a disease case it is, what kind of a disease it is. It is able to understand. So you can see this with the machine learning given classification of different disease in leaf. Education also we have a lot of applications, and yeah, many more are there in image classification. If you go to image detection, you can find more applications, detecting traffic, or detecting any fraudulent happening, or in ATM detecting the person who is taking cash from ATM or whether he is doing something wrong in the ATM. That is also is happening due to machine learning models which are image detection or image classification. So now, as I hope you are understanding what is image classification. If you have any doubt related to the last few slides, then you can ask me doubt. Okay, we are good. Okay. So now we are almost towards the end. So we'll discuss what are the challenges to create ML application. So very basic challenge is storing and collecting the data, and which data I should collect and where I should store the data. That is one challenge that day-to-day machine learning practitioners also face. So that's why I'm talking about it, because I generally face this kind of challenge. So where to collect, from where to collect and to where store the data. Choosing the correct algorithm. There are many cases where there is a problem, and for solution we need to choose correct model or correct algorithm, and for that we need to do a lot of research, and it requires a lot of time, it requires a lot of dedication. So choosing correct algorithm, if the algorithm or the data is not correct, obviously the machine learning model is going to fail. It's not going to give you correct results. Then the third thing is writing code. Sometimes you need to write some complex code for the complex solutions or complex problems. That is also a kind of a challenge. Creating pipeline and flow, because you are continuously giving machine data, machine is continuously learning and producing output from it. So it's a pipeline, it's a flow which you need to create, you need to maintain. That's sometimes a challenge. Testing and deploying models and services, that is again a challenge. Every time you need to test, every time the retrain happens, you need to test the model before putting it to the live services, and maintain the overall setup. The whole setup maintenance is little bit tedious job. So these are the little I have faced challenges. So what as a Saaragh, what as Navan are going to do, that we are coming up with a solution to overcome on these typical issues which we face in machine learning. What we are going to do in the solution, what we are offering the solution, we are offering such a platform where we will take care of a storage and the versioning of data. Versioning in the sense, how many times you are going to retrain the data, how retrain the model, how many times you are going to change the data. Every time we are going to track the data, and we will store it safely with the proper segmentation. Second thing is, we are going to help you to select the best algorithm, best model available on internet, which will give you the faster and easier machine learning application development, um, so that you can develop the application and use it for the further purpose. Next thing is, there will be simple drag and drop options. You don't have to code. You don't have to code from the scratch. You don't have to write even a single line of a code. So it's a non-coding method to create ML models. So we are going to automate almost everything. We are going to automate training for you, testing for you, and as well as deployment on any kind of platform you want or any kind of a cloud services you select. Also, we will monitor different kind of test, which is automated tested. We will give you the reports to understand your machine learning model performance in a better way and the easier way, as well as faster way. And also, when you are not happy with that test reports, obviously you want to retrain it. Again, to retrain, again do the whole overall procedure to once again, you can easily retrain it, and again that will be automated. So these kind of procedure will happen, okay, in this way. So what is a traditional AI procedure is data preparation, we extract some features, we select some model, we do some fine tuning which is required, which needs some coding basics, we do some model training, and we again improve that. But all these things needs some kind of expertise, like let's say a coding or machine learning understanding, and I say that algorithm understanding. But when it comes to the no code AI processes, this all processes you don't have to do. Just drag and drop the model. We will do the training. We will test it with the automation. We will give you the reports. results, and if your results are good, you can use that model, we can deploy it for you. If you're not happy, you can again retrain. And every single procedure, every single process happening on this automation will be tracked or can be tracked in future. So this is what we are coming up with the solution in soon, like within some couple of days, so that you can use such kind of a non-coding platform to build ML model, and can use the ML model, can make application on top of it, which will be solving some real world problems. So yeah, so that's how that's all for from my side today. If you guys have any kind of a question, can ask now.
Thanks, Ayush. Thanks for the wonderful session. And yeah, we're open for questions. And simultaneously, I'm also sharing the link to the feedback form in the chat. So it'll be great if you can just fill in the feedback form. It doesn't take much time, but it's really helpful for us. It encourages us as well to provide you or to come up with more webinars like these, informative webinars. And any of you have questions, we're open to take questions.
So like I am Rajkumar here. So like is there any follow-up sessions going to be, or like this is the only session?
Sorry, Rajkumar, can you repeat your last part of the question?
Yeah, like I was asking, like is there any sessions that are planned for next week, or like sometime later, or like this is the only session, like introductory session only?
Sorry. Yeah, we'll be doing more sessions. So we're planning one session every month right now. So most likely it'll be in the first Friday of every month.
Okay. So like I have a question, like the actual question is like we talked about like we will help you to like select the correct model, right? And all of those things. Is he talking about like AutoML, like SQL in that module, or like is there any different model that we are going to like discuss in the follow-up sessions? Because like he was mentioning like they will help us to like select like which algorithms to choose, right? Like for a specific problem. So in that case, like there is auto ML, there is a SQL, there is a new algorithm that is a very old algorithm, but still like that is used even now, like to train to select like which model or like which algorithms to be used, right? So are we going to discuss in the upcoming discussions, or like how it is?
Okay, Rajkumar. So yeah, I understood your question. So yes, we are going to give you a non-coding platform which you can use, where we will also give you a different models which are already built, and you can use the same model with help of your custom data, and you will feed the custom data. You will use the model which are already available on the platform. You don't have to code it. You just have to automate, or we will automate for you. You just need to click some couple of buttons, and we will train the model with your custom data, and that model we will again test and deploy for the application which you are going to build. Whatever application you are going to build, the model and the overall ML side, we will take care of it. So it will be completely automation will be happening over there. It won't be having any kind of a coding knowledge required over there, or ML knowledge required over there. It will be just like a playground. You will play with different kind of models with your own data, and you will come up. You will see what is happening, or how your data is getting predicted, or data is getting classified with help of those models.
But like how much that will be effective? Because like the data is owned by me, so like I extract the like a business analytics out of it, right? Like to for a machine learning, or like for like even for reporting purpose, or like I need to like find some trends and patterns. I only understand the business, or like what are the data that I have. Like we see the trends and patterns, but like when I give this machine learning, or like what are the backend processes that are like happening, right? So like my decisions are like based upon like what is the data is. Like I have like a GB of data. So like I'll just run these machine learning algorithms, and I'll see some trends and patterns over there. Or like I just wanted to like understand. So based upon that only, I just like improve my select algorithms, or like I take a decision like how to go like in the future, right? It's like mostly like data driven, and then I want to like to be part of that one. So like that's why like most of the organizations also like to keep their business or like their technical IT guys also into this one, because like we wanted to like understand like which one works best for us, and then we also want to like fine tune. So in that case, like because like business is like business are like the functional guys, they actually provide the inputs based upon like what we see in this outcomes of the machine learning programs are like the results, right?
Yes, correct. So for that, we will be having a different kind of a model availability over there. You need to, obviously you need to twin or you need to try different kinds of model, whichever available in the library. And if you see, okay, that model is doing good with the data you are feeding with, then you can deploy it. If you think that, okay, this is not doing good, then obviously you can contact to us, or rather you can try another model which is available. And so, yeah, that's why I said this is a playground, kind of a playground where you will try with different models with, but the data will be provided by you. So you need to check
Well,
that
like,
which model is going to be suitable for you.
but models are created as per the data, right? Like if I have some 1 GB data file, so like depending upon that only my model, and then what are the backend algorithms, it will be like automatically created, right? It's not something like you will create a model and then you just give me that model, and based upon that model I just put it into production for like a use, right? That is not going to like work like that,
There
right?
is
Because
that is this way to create a model that you give a data and then you find out. So from the scratch you get a model or start making model on from scratch by some coding skills. But there are some models which are already available. There are n number of models. I can say crores of models are available right now, which are already built, and we just put the custom data and the model will take those data and act accordingly. So there are pre-built models. There are some pre-built weights and models which are available on the community side, and you can use those pre-built models. So there are two different ways. You said one way, another way is using pre-built model.
okay, so what you're suggesting is like we can leverage the pre-built models. If my
Exactly.
case actually like if whatever the business issue that I am having, if so that whatever the pre-built models, then I can just readily use it like out of box solution. Otherwise, we need like go through this all this machine learning process, and then once doing all of these things like feature selection, labeling, all of those things, and then we need to like come up with a new model, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. So like what you spoke about, like, what is the company? Because like I joined some 5 minutes later or something. Like I'm not sure. Like you're mentioning like there are pre-built models available. So what are these models that you are talking about? Like this pre-built models? Is there any company that is already providing some product offerings or like a
Okay, these
subscription
are
kind
the
of offering?
community. These are the community built models. So there
Okay.
won't be any a particular company. These are the already available, which are open source. There are some with a different kind of a license. Can be open source. Can be having with different open source license. So we are taking all those models from. Some are we built, some are community built. So there will be libraries. You can go through the libraries and you can check them. So very
So
soon we will launch that.
where are you like specifically like saying it's a GitHub posted like
No, no,
codes or like
we will provide the platform. So it's not yet released. We'll launch,
okay,
and when it will launch, we'll also have next session. Maybe
okay,
Varun can talk on that.
Yeah, so
and
I've
like I
already
have
shared, yeah, Rajkumar, so I've already shared the links to our website. The
okay.
second one that I've shared, Navan.ai, that's where this platform is going to be. Right now, it's not really operational for like anyone to sign up and use, but before the next webinar, it will be ready, and we'll show you how you can use that in the next webinar.
Okay. So I have one specific question like regarding the models, right? I have some around like 15 features under a single label. I am just working on a classification program. So like what model are like you can suggest, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, we can do that.
So like as per the pre-built models you mentioned, right? Is there any pre-built models that I can use for like I have like 15 features and a single label that I am just using for like classification purpose. Like it needs to like say like a true or false or something like that, and depending upon the features. So like, is there any pre-built models that you can suggest for me?
Yeah, sure. Maybe you can contact us on with your exact requirement on
Yep.
the emails. I guess email has been shared. Right?
Yeah, I saw some chat right in chat. You guys,
Yeah.
can you guys send me all this information in a mail or something like that? Because like chat, like once we log out, like all the information will be lost, and I'm also like outside. So can you guys like send this information like yeah.
We have email ID of those registered on Eventbrite, and those who are there on our meetup groups also we can send this information. But if you're joined through someone else and someone else has shared the link, then share your email ID so that we can share the.
Yeah, thank you. I joined using my email ID only. I think you guys can like send this information to me. I'll just have a look at the website and
Okay.
take details from there. Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ashwin.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Hello.
Hari. Yeah, Hari.
Yes. So, which is the best framework for start to learn for computer vision? Is it TensorFlow or PyTorch or any other thing? Which is the best one for starting for beginners?
Okay, Hari, that also actually will take a big discussion. But yeah, I mean, if you have started already, then yeah, you can start with TensorFlow. But let's have this kind of discussion on emails because it requires to understand more what you are doing, what you are learning, and how you are progressing. So the short answer on this is you can start with TensorFlow.
Okay, thank you. And is the Navan.ai, how is the model deployed on drones? Can you explain the thing? I mean, is it possible to explain shortly?
Deploy on
Drones. How
drones.
the model is deployed on drones and things
Okay.
are working behind the
Okay.
scenes.
So in that case, we are having different different platform we can actually deploy. We have solutions for all these kind of scenarios, like on device or drones or in vehicle, cars, on device. So that is also we can I mean, we can help you with such scenarios. So kindly connect with us on email. We can help you.
So, Hari, I'll just add to what Ayush was saying. For drones specifically, there are multiple ways in which we can do that. One is without deploying the model on your side, we keep it on our server, and you can directly use the video analytics platform. Basically, you upload your video, your recorded video there, and you select what you want to detect from there, from that video, and then automatically the processing will happen, and you'll get the results on the video analytics platform. That's what we've been doing for drone companies so far. Now, another avenue or another way to use it is if you want to deploy it on your premise or if you want to deploy it on the edge on your drone. So, on-premise is going to be pretty much similar. But if you want to deploy it on your drone itself on the edge, then it will depend on what's the specification of your drone and if it will support the model that you want to use or not. So if you can share more details on that, I can tell you, and also what kind of what's your objective basically. If you can share that detail, we can tell you if it's possible or not possible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, but Hari, I would like to know more about your use case. Maybe you can connect on email.
Yeah, sure. I'll
So,
connect with you in email. Thanks.
okay, then, thanks.
All right. So if we don't have any more questions, we can wrap up.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's no more questions. And we'll just